the test for 2024 and beyond is to find out who has the economic model that can transform the country. And by that I mean doing something that will bring both economic transformation and social transformation. All right. So by social transformation, I mean yesterday I visited a community. All right. Guys, the community is an island near New Bakba. They plant palm, and then they plant plantains, and then they do some fishing. And I can say they've been doing the same thing for like 30 years. So yes, they have a school there, they have a church there, but really, they are not adding value to what they produce. They are still very subsistent. Do you understand? So I feel like we need a danger upon kind of transformation where agriculture will be transformed in a very meaningful way. I see many, as I drive across the country, like last 2 weeks I was in Akuse, and this past week I visited places in Central Tong and South Tong. We have a lot of land. The only thing we grow is grass. We plant maize, but just to eat it. All right, we plant maize, we plant some rice. Like my point is, agric has to be transformed. And if you look at the quality of our land and the fact that we have the third largest man-made lake in the world, you shouldn't be driving from Akuse to Tokpo to Aveime and just be seeing grass. Do you get me? It shouldn't be. The communities around the Volta Basin, from Buipe to Donkokrom to Ejura, all the way through to Keta, coming down to North Dai, South Dai, Atimpoku, and then all the plains from South Tong, North Tong, Shai Usudoku, down to Afife. You can't have the third largest man-made lake in the world and just be growing grass. Like there's a fundamental challenge. And for me, sometimes, Sky, and I think, we need to define the question for the leaders. What do I mean? Yesterday, Freddie Blaze said, MPP's economic record has been the best in the Fourth Republic, or is better than NDC. Okay. Now, he will say that because the question asked up until yesterday was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, which is the less of two evils, or who is the best among the two. But the question really is, how can you have a country with the resources we have? The island I went to yesterday, you should see the women. If some of them tell you their age and you look at them, you'll be shocked. You know, there's poverty in the country to a point where it doesn't even make sense. So if a political leader comes to tell you that he's been best for the economy, it's because he's answering the wrong question. Because you know what he's doing? It's a minimalist approach. Saying, Mahama, you are Doomso, we don't have Doomso. We are Russia, Ukraine. And then you say, they are Russia, Ukraine. We didn't have Russia, Ukraine. Gold, cocoa. That's not a real question. The question is, who has the idea to transform agriculture beyond the rhetoric? Do you get it? Who has the idea to transform? I mean, you are from we went to your hometown last week. I mean, 200 people sitting down holding basins waiting for us. Like, is that what this whole thing is about? So you go and give them a donation, you take some pictures, and then you get power yo on Facebook for 2 weeks. Forget it. You get me? The people have been left behind by development. That's the problem. The people you've been visiting throughout the past 3 weeks have been left behind by the rest of the world. So whether you go and take a picture, you donate blankets, it's not really the issue. What are you doing to change their life? You get it? That's the question. And the NPP has not transformed the economy. They've not done it. They've had 6 years. They've not been able to do it. They can say anything they want to say. The NDC was not able to do it. That's the real question. The real question is, what are you transforming? Are you telling me that agriculture, people are still doing, I mean, how on earth are people using hoes in Ghana in 2023? Hoe, you know what the hoe is? A hoe.
Koji.
How? When I was in JSS1, Agric Science, Mrs. Glover, we're talking about hoe. That's 1993. 30 years later, people are still using hoe. I was on the island, people are still using hoe. And like, why? It should be banned. Like, you know, if you want to transform the economy, you cannot have the third largest man-made lake in the world and have people walk by foot with a hoe and cutlass. You are not serious. You are not ready. Do you get it? Now, that doesn't mean take people's funds from them by force and destroy their lives. But you need a plan. How do you get the right investment in agriculture to transform people's life in a meaningful way so that they themselves can see? You see, look at the electrochem versus Adan issue. If people's lives are being transformed, they know. They are not fools. Do you understand? If I am doing galamsey mining of salt and the company has come to do salt and it is changing my life, I will know. Do you understand? So investment, so this is what we do. We throw money or FDI at a problem and go to sleep. And assume that an Italian or Chinese man coming to do fish farming for you, because they will report in the World Bank that Ghana is the second largest producer of tilapia in Africa, it means that all of a sudden is good. But that's not the point. The point is, okay, according to the figure Godfred gave me, we are among the largest producers of tilapia in sub-Saharan Africa. $200 million. Second, $200 million. No problem. The question is, how is that transforming the way the people who live in the communities live? So the question is not 200 million. 200 million is the beginning of the question. Because if you do it that way, they'll say, oh, we have the second largest producer of tilapia. Go to the Volta Basin and look at how people live there. Does that look like the country with the second largest producer of tilapia in sub-Saharan Africa? Do you understand what I'm saying? So what the political leaders must do beyond attracting the investment is to link it to transformation. And transformation is socio-economic. Socio-economic. So when you look at debt to GDP and those things, they're just one of the factors. And I insist that we don't understand economics in Ghana. I insist. Lee Kuan Yew understands economics. We don't. Because you can only say you understand it if you can use the principles to change your life. So the fact that you pass the exam doesn't mean you understand it. Do you get what I'm saying? Deng Xiaoping, is that how you pronounce his name?
Deng Xiaoping.
Deng Xiaoping. He understands economics. Because he used it to change his country in 30 years. He understands it. He may not have gone to Harvard. He may not have had a PhD, but he understands it. So please, let's stop for emphasizing, because you see, we have succeeded in throwing our knowledge. Yesterday, I was talking to my boss. He was talking about how he's now thinking of discussing building with a research institute. Research institute is in Ghana with building. We've done Saglemi. We've done STX. How many of those did they even consult BRI that, oh, we want to build? Go to tech. Do you see what I'm saying? So we always answer the wrong question. So it's not how many units has the NDC built versus how many units has MPP built. How have you transformed housing so that somebody from university can get a house and afford it? Construction finance. Everybody's talking about mortgage. You have you finished paying your mortgage? You are a lawyer of you are one of the best journalists in the country. You've been working for 20 years. You haven't finished paying your mortgage. You think somebody who finished national service test can pay his mortgage? So housing has not been transformed. Whatever Asenso tells you, that's not the point. There is not, and it's not even about Asenso. Do you understand what I'm saying? The question is a transformation question. And we sit here and we say, oh, and with the media we help them. Under Mahama we did 4,000. Under MPP they did 4,200. So MPP is in the lead. Then you do a chart and put it there. That's Dudui lifestyle. How have you do you know what transformation means? To transform something means that when you look at the thing, you even recognize the original. Agric has not been transformed. Housing has not been transformed. No sector has been transformed. Yet you have the third largest man-made lake in the world, and your continent has the most arable land, and you have people from China, from Ukraine coming to farm here. And when Russia is fighting Ukraine, your leaders go to Ukraine to beg them to stop because you can't get bread to eat. You are mad. You are not educated. You don't understand you don't know what the demands, you don't understand the demands life is placing on you. So you go, and because World Bank tells you are doing well, you are happy. And because somebody gives you some data that you are doing, you are not doing well. You drive from Akuse to Afife, and you still import $300 billion worth of rice. You can't even you can't even plant enough rice to feed yourself. You are not educated. You don't understand agriculture. So you may have a PhD in agricultural economics, but I don't understand it. Because understanding is not passing exams. Understanding is using knowledge to make yourself free. And I insist that Ghana, we don't understand economics, we don't understand agri, we don't understand anything. All we understand is delegates and elections. I'm telling you. I'm speaking this with my greatest conviction. I'm telling you. So let's make knowledge practicable and useful. Give the researchers a role in your policy so that they can implement research. No country has developed without using research. And research, Look, countries closed out, and in 30 years, the world gave them respect. They forgot what people were saying about them. We are the only people. Every event I go to in Ghana to discuss Ghana, there are more foreigners in the room than Ghanaians. How? How do you develop it? You think when China wanted to develop, they went to bring Americans to come and sit and have discussions with their ministers of finance to discuss China? What are you talking about? Every year your currency is yo-yoing. You think, if we are not saying FDI is wrong, but you think if all your country is based on people bringing money in, when they take the money, what happens to you? You're fine. Look at your stock exchange. People don't even have money to buy shares in MTN. And you're sitting here, you don't control, and you are every meeting to go and discuss Ghana's economy, development partners, this, that. They have their role, but they should not be the center of the development. Our politicians are relinquishing their leadership role and their thinking role. So USAID is doing more development work than most ministries. If you go and take USAID programs one by one, they do so much. Health, education. We are not doing nothing. If the donors take away their money from a lot of our ministries, they will even collapse. Go to Ministry of Health. Go and ask Ghana Health Service who want to rebrand. If donors remove their money from some of our sectors, there will be nothing. We have to wake up. And our leaders are failing us. They are not doing the right thing. They are not thinking that you have the third largest man-made lake in the world and you can't feed your citizens. Go and look at the poverty on the island. Women are wearing jokoto and walking about with, what are you talking about? You have land, you have water. What you lack is leadership which cares about the people. And when you are a delegate and you are taking money to vote, you are an evil person. There's money, 400 cities that you use to vote. What do you mean by that? And your citizens are in poverty and every day you are wearing big suits and you are speaking big English. People don't even have, even change of, sanitary towel, you don't have. And you are, what are you doing? You understand what I'm saying? So we don't understand development, we don't understand economics. Let's stop teasing ourselves. We don't know. You must apply knowledge to free your citizens. That is why we are here. We didn't bring us here so that they'll rank us on some World Bank, something that we are doing well. If you want to know, you traveled across the country last week. You saw it. Look at the people you went to meet. People sit like 300 people waiting with business, waiting for this guy to finish speaking his long and give them something to eat, to add to their. Wow. In a country which, at the time of independence, no sub-Saharan country could compare with us. Went to all the schools. We had people who even went to the British to argue to preserve our land long before the East Africans did it. Aborigines' rights protection. The time John Say and Saba and Co. were educated, people in East Africa and Southern didn't have that level of education. We were so far ahead. We've been tickling ourselves and laughing and setting the wrong question for 40, 50 years. So now they've chosen Baumia. What Facebook? They will start doing the comparison of results. That's all we know. Why is the transformation? So those of you who spend your energy on social media just doing partisan politics. Has your life been transformed? Do you know what transformation means? In a generation, somebody born in the 70s in Singapore was born into a poor country. By the time their son entered university, they were in a first world country. In 30 years. You think they did it by just doing politics on Facebook? You must be joking. They were working hard. They closed in. They made difficult decisions. People sacrificed. Why is the sacrifice? How many of us even go to rural communities to even see what's going on there? To even understand what's happening in your own country? You get me? You think Singapore, they did it just by praying and clapping? You must be joking. Look, put on the TV and see what we do on Ghana television. Look at what we do. People are doing lotto. People are preaching all kinds of crazy things. And we think we can transform a country with that? No. And you don't know Bible more than me, so don't even go there. Don't even go there. We are acquiescing to a generation to be lost. A generation is being lost. I'm telling you. And if we don't take care, our children will curse us. With all the third largest man-made lake in the world, you can't even do irrigation to plant enough rice. Take Afram Plains alone. Take Asuchari alone. We saw Achampon, he built some dikes. After Achampon, we have all these big English people. What have they done? Then every year we launch Asuchari alone, from Asuchari down to the Volta. You can plant enough rice. You have people who do agri-science research. We will not do it. We'll go and give a big lecture abroad. And then we'll bring people to come and sit in the hall and tell us what to do to transform agriculture. And every Tom, Dick and I wants to go into politics because that's the quickest way to become somebody big. We'll call you honorable. Is that what life is about? So the thing we are learning, we don't understand it. You see, if you don't understand the purpose for your being here, God placed us here to change our lives. He empowered us. I'm telling you. So let's stop setting the wrong questions for our leaders for 2024. And let's stop the petty record comparison where there's no transformation. So Freddie Bele, please come again. That, MPP has the best. What record? Which record? Record of what have you transformed? You have the best economic record. As determined by who? Don't stop setting your own questions and answering it. Where is the transformation? Show us. Come and prove that you transformed the economy. Prove it to us. You have not. And if we, the media, don't let people see the right issues, and I thank God for the opportunities that we are going out to see with our own eyes. And this is not seen to report. Now, you see, when you do it as a reporter alone, sometimes you don't get the context. When you go and you spend time with the people, you realize that no, we've been deceived. I'm telling you, we've been deceived. Look at the stories you were telling with your documentaries. When you drill down, it's poor leadership. A leadership that doesn't understand that we have to solve our problems first. And everywhere else that we write and read about, when I do the economy, they will do a whole session on China, South Korea, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam. Even ask him, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Sky. Now, Bangladesh, I am told between Bangladesh and Pakistan, over 90% of the apparel, they control that industry. Bangladesh, they are poor. They are plenty. They are more than if Ghana and Nigeria combined. But they own the apparel. So which one are we owning? Which one do we want to chase? And apparel is value additional. We, every year, gold, cocoa, timber. Come, same thing. So please don't come and give us people who come and do Bukulong, gold, cocoa, silver. Where is the value addition? Bangladesh has picked 70% of the world's buttons are produced in one province in China. 70% of the world's buttons, probably including the one you are wearing, are produced in one province in China, the whole world. 70% of the world's buttons, you can check it. One province is producing 70% of the world, so they focused on buttons. Bangladesh is focused on garments. What are we focused on? What are we the best at? Why doesn't that worry us? Why are we giving airtime to this cheap, we are better, this is better? Let's redefine the issue. What industry have we transformed? That is a real question. And transforming it to bring social impact. So, for example, you can have an engineer say, okay, if somebody does a 20 million investment in tilapia, how come the communities around where he's doing the investment are all still poor? Maybe his government may not be the best person to distribute the money. If you put $20 million in a tilapia farm, we should see it beyond simply the numbers of export. But the problem is that when we give people the license to come and do these things, all we want is for them to pay tax and to pay a bribe. So the rest, we don't insist. We don't insist that we have to see it in the local economy. We don't make it a necessary condition that you put 20 million in tilapia farm and you can repatriate all your profits. You won't change the local economy and you say I've employed people and we look on and say this is development. No. A development that doesn't touch the social fabric of the people is not development at all. And the knowledge that cannot bring transformation of the citizens is not knowledge at all. Honestly, we have to do better. We have a lot of work to do in this country. I'm telling you. It's 8:00. Let's do tech and social media trends. I'll allow you to come and help me. It's a very, very annoying situation.